Mr. Big, I presume.
That's me.
My name is Zed Baptic. You may have heard of my show, A to Z.
I think I did. And she kicks her legs off the desk, and kind of leans forward a little bit. And there's like, and it seems you may have heard of me too. I get a particular vibe from people who don't know me, with the name. So, seems like we're dealing with a couple professionals here. Leans forward a little bit more and just like, what did you really come here for?
Oh, well, see, we find ourselves in need of what some folks call a Ghostwire.
Ah, Ghostwire. And she looks over to the Netrunner, like JSON, and just goes, so you're the one who figured out who I am. Okay. Ghostwire. He turns to the guy that was the clerk a minute ago, and he just goes, no, I think we're fresh out of that, don't you think? And Mr. Big just goes, we may have one. We'll have to check the back room. And she waves her hand like that, and the clerk kind of goes into a different room. Now, ghost wires are a pretty big deal for a Netrunner. Can you tell me...
I've heard that you like to make some pretty good deals, though.
That's true. You have heard a lot about me. Slightly worrying. But she's impressed. And she's like, okay, so, can you tell me maybe why you would need a ghost wire? Most Netrunners can do most of their business without one.
I turn to JSON because I don't particularly know that.
She laughs because she sees that and turns to JSON. How about you?
Well, been doing this a long time, and been through a bid, and well, I just like to be safe, you know?
It sounds
Better
like
safe than sorry.
I get that. I fought in the Third Corporate War myself. She points to, like, she has markings on her that imply that she's a Netrunner as well. Or was at one point, just deals with them nowadays. Okay. The guy comes out from the back room and he has what looks like a really fancy looking box. It's unlabeled or anything like that, but it's kind of like an oblong shaped box. And he's just holding it. He's like, oh, look at that. Turns out we do have one. Let's see. How many do you think we have back there? Clerk guy just goes, I think this might be the last one. Might be our last one, huh? That makes it pretty valuable.
That's so terrible.
How many last ones of those do you got?
Here's somebody who's dealt with somebody like this before. Okay, I'll cut the shit. How about, let's say, 50,000?
That's still some pretty hefty shit that you're throwing there.
Oh, that's a major discount. Okay. How about this?
You said yourself, we are professionals. You are a professional yourself. You own a fine establishment. I think that you, yourself, your establishment, and us and our professionalism could do well to work together. Do you not think so?
Why don't you roll me whatever you think would all add up together to charm somebody. Like, so whatever you got in that.
That option.
Yeah.
Credibility, if that counts.
That's probably good. She has heard of you, so yeah.
A persuasion and fast talk.
Yeah, that'll work. Persuasion okay. Specifically. Just roll those two and cool, and I think that'll be enough.
25.
25, okay. She kind of leans back in her chair and she just goes, I know who you guys are. You're in that building that Sino wants. I've heard of that. Okay, how about this? I hate Sino as much as you two. I'll do, and I think I know what you're up to. How about I give you the Ghostwire for 10K? And you see the clerk kind of freak out a little bit. And then she just goes, and also, in the future, I will need a favor from your group.
May I be so bold as to ask what flavor of favor you'd be asking?
Not sure yet. Open-ended. I'm giving you a severe discount. I think that's reasonable to make it whatever I deem necessary at the time.
I will turn to the rest of the group and say, Mr. Big has given us quite a steep discount. What do you all think?
I don't think we're gonna find a steeper discount.
It's cheap. It's very cheap. But also, at what cost? Also, do we still even have enough for it?
I have about 5,500 right now. So
You could have done it at the...
5,500, not 10,000.
Oh.
500.
I'm bad at math again.
Dang it.
Well, I can only contribute 1,000.
I want to say with the building funds, you would have enough to pay for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we willing to be indebted?
No. Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know.
you tell us, how valuable is this thing to you?
Not only is it valuable to me, but if we do anything else to maybe counteract or even find out where the people are that you're defending against, I need it.
Turn back to Zed. He says he needs it. I'm in.
Lux is gonna like lean her head out of this huddle and look at Mr. Big. What if we take care of the favor now? Is there anything you need done now?
Oh, I don't have anything at the moment.
Nothing?
But thanks, though.
You have nothing. There's no one that you need dead or anything.
Wow.
You
You sound like you'd be perfectly fine with fulfilling whatever this is in the future.
We
So
have a
it will
very
be killing
specific
somebody.
set of
It
skills.
could be killing somebody.
Got it. Just wanted to make sure that was on the table. Thank you.
It's absolutely on the table. Are you kidding? This is Night City. She kind of points out the window behind her.
I'm just checking.
I mean, I do appreciate the steep discount, especially as another Third War vet. Net running in that war.
It's the best I can do.
I will look to Kels. Kels, do you have any objection to this?
Nah, I mean, do we have any sort of like moral quandary of things we won't do? Because we like killed a bunch of people last week and fought them all, so I think we're gonna be
like the
okay with
list
whatever, guys.
You
feel like
see
the
the
list is
clerk
pretty
kind of
short.
sweat a little bit.
I mean, Mr. Big clearly knows our specialties and a bit about us. I'm sure their favor will be fitting for our skills.
Yeah.
And if it turns out to be, burn down an orphanage, we can always refuse and go on the run. So,
I will turn to Mr. Big, who is still in the room with us as we are having this conversation. It seems that we will in fact take you up on this very generous offer that you have given us.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much. Pleasure doing business with you, Zed Baptic. Holds out her hand. Shake yours.
I'll shake it with yeah. My right
But-
hand, I guess.
This one.
I was trying to remember which one was my metal hand, and I think it. Oh no, it's my right hand. My right hand's my metal hand.
Before we go, can I like look at it and make sure it's
Oh,
seems
absolutely. The
legit?
clerk hands it to you, opens it. It's definitely to your liking. It's actually better than maybe you would have assumed. The ones you were dealing with when you were part of the Net Space Rebellion was like, they were very shitty and obtained very crappily. Like, some of them were even botch jobs and just like weirdly rigged and stuff. So this is probably the best looking Ghostwire you've ever seen in your life.
I will pay the good Mr.
Thank you for your fuck. You gotta
You're
work
doing
on
great,
that. Buddy, you gotta work on that. I'll
I'm
be
gonna
in
sit
touch.
Well, while they're paying, I'm gonna be staring at like other cables, like,
With like a little sparkle in your eye.
Yeah.
Cables.
I need to be physically dragged out.
Yeah, from the moment we stepped foot into the back room, Micah was completely absorbed.
Everybody's
Okay.
just, why did we bring the techies? Alrighty, and with that, you now have access to a Ghostwire. I want to say you get back to the apartment. It takes you maybe a couple hours to get it set up and working. You do a really quick test run to make sure that it's all legit, and it seems like it will work.
Not to be paranoid, but does it seem trapped in any way?
No, Jason would have figured out that it's fine.
Cool.
Just
Yeah,
a
I was
Ghostwire.
gonna say my first thing would be is like, do they have a back door that they can?
Like Mr. Big can look in on you. Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Alright.
She knows nobody would buy her product if it was all, hacked.
Right.
Had spyware essentially on it. So no, it's all good.
All right. Gonna just let everyone know, just like a group text. I'll be like, all right, it's in. Seems very much on the level. It's great. It's better than anything I've worked with. So, it's definitely. If I need anything else, hopefully, we can go back there without too much debt.
I will respond. There are only so many favors a person can owe. ... Bring money next time.
You finally get a response from Birdie about who Mr. Big is. And it's like a little wrong. Birdie is not a Netrunner.
No.
Birdie only has access to so many things.
Yeah.
She's saying, Birdie's doing her best.
Yeah. Thank you, Birdie.
With my new rig, can I do a better job now of tracing who attacked?
You absolutely can. Would you like to net run?
Yes!
Alrighty. So here's probably how you would set it up, just simply because I don't know if you, in your head, know how a net run would work. You would put on this equipment, you'd have a few screens in front of you and everything like that. Everybody that is in the room can actually kind of see what you're seeing if you allow them to see it on the screens. But you would, get into, essentially, the seat that's, dipped in this tub full of ice water. If people want to hang out while JSON does the net run, they can. So that he can, because you're able to talk and stuff while you're in there. It's not like you're completely 100% trapped in there and your body's just limp or anything. You can kind of talk and stuff as you're in this VR world and everything like that. But yeah, so that would be what your setup is. So from there you can kind of narrate how you set it all up and all that stuff.
Yeah, since I'm investigating the attack, I'll probably do the screen share. So I'll advertise it, and I'll start digging through whatever logs I find, any kind of...
Alrighty. So you get in, and you put the headset on, and it, all of a sudden, you chip in with the Ghostwire and everything like that. So you're, plugged in several different ways into this chair. And you see Jason's body just kind of go as he his mind is starting to kind of essentially get sucked into the internet. Your body kind of starts to feel like it fades away, you tingle all over until it finally just feels like nothing's there, and your vision kind of stops and it goes, and all of a sudden you are where you last logged out the last time you net run, which is in NetSpace's data center. But if you remember from your backstory, NetSpace was overtaken because somebody betrayed NetSpace. So you're currently in a data center that has a bunch of still avatars, almost decommissioned avatars that are standing there in their idle states. And there's these two drones from the companies that no longer exist that were fighting in the Third Corporate War. They are so outdated that if you were to just kind of touch one with your avatar, they just kind of crumble and die. What does your avatar look like?
I'm gonna make him... He's gonna be, oversized, just like way tall, way wide. Think of some sort of like ogre.
So you a bit of a fantasy motif for your avatar.
Yeah.
Awesome. So in this room that's completely like it's a data center, and because it's a Netrunner data center, the net spacers didn't really like take time to set up this data center to look like an actual fortress. They wanted it to be as confusing to be inside as possible. So you're essentially floating inside what feels like a matrix, just like code everywhere and stuff like that. It makes sense in your mind, but like anybody who hasn't been here before, it would be all weird. And what we're gonna do for the other players, Jason, your old dead net space companions have left their avatars behind, but they have flatlined in real life. But you have the ability to set up AI crack codes that these avatars can essentially come to life with AI, and then they can join you. Right now, you only have enough RAM in your system to allow 4 of these to come with you. By that, I mean, you 4, who are the players, can pick from the Discord I just popped up. I just put 6 AIs. You can pick 4 of them. These have different abilities. They're all different types of AIs. And from that's how you guys essentially will participate during a net run, because your bodies can't be there or anything like that with Jason. So, and you can give these guys any sort of personality, and you can make up what their avatar looks like. I just gave you basically a class and weapons, and that's all I did.
I can't not be missing no.
Micah, go ahead and describe what your avatar looks like.
Is that a Pokemon?
It is.
Yes. Jeez, I don't know. Give me a second.
That's fine. But yeah,
I'm really tempted just to be a big glitchy ball.
yeah, awesome.
Inappropriate.
I like Nox.
Alrighty. Do you know what their avatar might look like?
Yes. Think of the Oscar statue? Yeah.
The golden
The golden statue,
person?
but a person with legs.
with
Completely featureless. It's just like a walking golden statue.
That's pretty cool.
I'll be Mountain.
Mountain.
Who looks like the Mountain from Game of Thrones, just this absolute giant man with like spiky rock-like skin.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with Ajax.
Ajax. Alrighty. What does Ajax look like?
They are a very tiny, gnome-like individual.
So much better based on what your skills are called.
They are itty bitty.
Awesome.
So when you say avatar, are these like is it still us, or is it like
No, these are like completely new people, so you can have any personality you want. These are not Zed controlling that thing. They're like 100% AIs that Jason has just coded to work again.
oh my god.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Gotcha. Cool.
I basically would look like just like a silhouette, like a black 2D silhouette, almost like a Game & Watch, just very generic.
You don't turn sideways.
Yes.
You never
Yeah.
see you turning sideways.
Exactly.
It's pretty great.
Nox doesn't actually make noise. Nox just tries to essentially always use charades because they have no mouth and therefore must scream using their body.
Using the body screams.
But I think that their face kind of does have like a little bit of articulation, so you can see if they make like minor facial, like if they're really angry, you can kind of see a little bit of like a scowl. Or if they're really surprised, you might see their eyebrows raise. But that's basically it. Everything else is just very large gesticulations, such as looking down at themselves and then waving frantically at everyone and just being like,
Awesome.
feel like your avatar is just your character from Paranoia.
I should have done that. I should have just made all of your characters paranoid.
Speaking of, that is exactly what I designed mine for.
Oh no.
News.
So
Exactly the thought I had.
Jason, you just imbued. You had 6 NetSpace Rebellion friends. You've imbued 4 of them with life for now, but you don't have enough RAM to imbue the other 2. So you essentially kind of collect them, like almost like a video game. They just kind of like get small and suck inside of you. So they're like in your now inventory, I guess you can say. But you have like, but 4 of your dead friends essentially sort of came back to life based on code you gave them.
That's not weird.
Not for me.
True. It's all a matter of perspective.
But yes, at this moment, you are currently in the data fortress for NetSpace, which is kind of like a memory cloud somewhere.
Alright, I'm gonna look to see if anyone else has logged in since the fall.
There
There's
was
been any.
one login and log out. And I think you know who it was.
Is it the person that screwed me over?
Yes.
Oh.
He basically, you can probably surmise he came to check on the aftermath, like just because he sold out his friends, and now he basically just wanted to see what was left and left. But that was a while. That was like that was the 3rd corporate war, right? That wasn't actually that long ago. That was maybe like 4 years ago. Long enough that like AI like drones would probably be crappy by then because tech moves fast, but like but not so long that like your memory of it would be bad.
Is there any way that I can tell if he might have been the same person that attacked the apartment?
Oh, you
Netrunner.
would have recognized. Remember how you saw the code for whoever attacked the
yes,
apartment?
It didn't look familiar.
It didn't look familiar.
Right.
You would have recognized his code for sure. Or his
Okay.
little gimmicks that he puts in.
Alright, I'm gonna see then. Well, I guess. Now that I've got the Ghostwire, I can dig deeper. I'm gonna start traversing, or I guess net running,
Dun, 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 dun.
and find more traces of similar code from the attack on the apartment.
Alrighty, so in order to get there, you know the general area where you have to go. It's the financial district. So you would probably net run from the memory cloud that you're currently in to the financial district. But in the way is kind of like a border crossing. There's essentially a wall around the financial district's files in like data clouds and all that on all their data centers. Yeah, so it looks like, I mean, it's all code and light, but like to you, it makes sense in your mind that it looks like a border crossing. There's like drones of various different companies with various different entrances. There's a lot of people trying to get in. There's people like avatars that are just being deleted and shot as they're like hackers trying to just break down the defenses or anything like that. It's not something like, it's definitely designed to keep out low-level netrunners, but you're kind of above that, so you might not have any issues. But yeah, you have your AIs that can also help you too. But yeah, there's essentially like a giant wall with entrances and like lines of people trying to get in access and everything like that.
And it's fine for me to know everybody's character sheet, avatar
Oh
sheet.
yeah, I mean, you made them.
Okay. Okay.
Do we
Making sure.
want to make our own door?
Yeah, I'd say, well, I know whoever came after you guys is on the other side of this wall, so we gotta get through.
I'll crack the wall.
Crack the wall! That's, how's that one work? This is just bypassing
That's
a wall?
interface, yeah, plus die roll. That's an 18.
18. Okay, so you kind of get close up to the wall. The drones are a little occupied, just completely destroying some of these low-level netrunners that are just trying to hack their way in, or they're just, it's the security isn't super bad, but you get up close to the wall, and then Missing No just kind of like glitches next to it, and part of the wall just kind of like cracks open a little bit, and there's just like weird strains of code that almost look like it's trying to patch itself back together. But you manage to sneak on through into the financial district. And with that, you are now inside the financial district's area, net, essentially. It looks like it's a bit cleaner on the outside of this area, which essentially would be probably the old downtown server data center. It just looked like the Wild West. Like, nothing made any sense. There was no structure to anything. Just people floating around wherever they're in the net space and everything, trying to get anywhere they want. In here, it's a little different. It's almost like time was taken to make this look nice. Kind of exactly like how it's set up in the actual physical city. This financial district has the money to make things look nice. So this kind of looks like floating buildings. There's still no floor, no ceiling. The wall even behind you doesn't even look like it exists. It's one of those, like, you can see it from one angle, but you can't see it from another. But there's essentially, like, financial district avatars kind of floating around that you could potentially talk to. There's also security drones that, like, kind of double check everybody's credentials really quickly as they like slink by and everything like that. Various different companies do various different things. But yes, you're inside the financial district now.
All right. Then I'm going to, I guess, just continue the hunt.
Alrighty.
Looking for code that kind of matches and see if there's any, I guess, traffic going through that looks similar to the attack.
It's a bit hard to figure out. You have a general lead to go on. Like, you know, when you figured out the area, you figured out it's the financial district in a certain area. So you kind of make your way over to those data centers, just kind of like floating like Second Life to get to these areas and stuff like that. But from here, that's where the trail kind of runs cold for now. It's hard to tell where you should go from here. So there's avatars walking around, like people that you can ask. Some of them like might be netrunners that are also doing things. Some of them are people that just work here trying to figure out like things that they have to do for work and everything like that. Corporate netrunners and stuff like that. So
I'll turn to him and just explain. There was an attack and it came from around here, but I can't pinpoint it. So we need to find a way to get more detail.
So we blow the whole thing up. That's what you're saying.
What if
Well,
we...
maybe, but then they'd probably come after us again.
What if we
Uh,
copy... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What if we copy some of this person's attacks and just let them loose willy-nilly, see where the financial district ends up pointing its fingers?
I could, is there a way to reuse their code but point it just at a general direction?
you could potentially try something like that. You would have to find like a data center. That's a bit risky to do. Because you are in the net currently, so the net can see you doing it. But that is something you could potentially try. You would just find like a different data center, attack it with that code, and see what happens.
Hope you guys don't
Keep that in
like...
the back pocket.
Hope you guys like being 100 degrees.
Yeah. Keep that in the back pocket for now. Any other suggestions? Anybody else?
Did we just...
Besides blowing things up?
I will nod emphatically and then pantomime two people having a conversation, like coming up to each other and shaking each other's hands, and then just kind of like talking and laughing and everything. But I'm playing both people, so I just keep going from like one side and then going to the other.
So you're suggesting telling people what we're looking for?
I nod. I nod a lot. I just kind of like do the like the yeah, you got it.
We could alternatively just start asking around as an outsider. Say, hey, I heard this great prank went off at Beacon Apartments where the heat just wouldn't turn off, you know? Anybody know who's responsible? How do we do that? How do we replicate it? Anybody have the code?
I like that idea. Let's go with that idea first.
Nox gives 2 thumbs way up.
Everybody break.
Nox falls into 1,000 gold.
I ready my grenade launch. Oh, wait.